Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, if you watched the last segment with Kenneth and Heather Copeland, you are actually Coleman. I'm sorry. I wrote down Copeland, but it's Coleman from STS Fitness. We're here with Vernon Martin, and we were talking during the break about that story about Kenneth and Heather and Kenneth's struggle with his memory and amnesia and all that. You know, after the interview was over, he said, I really wanted to bring in the faith part of it, about how God helped and brought him back to health. And I think if you listen to that story, you kind of get that idea that there was
definitely
a miraculous thing that happened in his life.
Definitely, yeah. It was such an inspiring story. I mean, you just can't help but bring a tear to your eye. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is an overwhelming story, and it's like, how can you not believe that God is a part of the healing process when you see a guy like that?
Absolutely. He is the great healer.
Yeah, because you can go and get a CAT scan and an x-ray and diagnosis all day long, and then all of a sudden you're a week or two away from having surgery, and then the doctor looks at you again and says, wait a minute.
Something's changed.
Something's changed here, buddy.
You're healing here.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about Christian or children's charity ministries, and it's not necessarily a religious organization, but it's based on faith,
Christian beliefs,
Christian
helping
belief,
people, yeah.
Yeah. Have you, being there in that organization, have you heard stories of great miraculous things that happen to people, or even life-changing things?
Well, actually, we don't get to be down at the store as much as I'd like to be. Cindy, my wife, is the director down there. She has heard more stories, and she's come home and told me some, but my memory gets so bad anymore, I can't remember a lot of them. But there's always people that come in that have talked about how God has changed their lives and turned them around. We have people that come in that have been in prison, and they have turned their lives around. They've come in and they volunteered down at the store, and now they spend their whole life serving God and spreading the word and helping through ministry. And it's just, we have a lot of great people come through the store.
Well, tell people what you do down there.
We provide a backpack food program. We send food home on the weekends through the school system. Schools contact us, the nurses or counselors or whoever, and tell us, hey, we've got kids come in on Mondays, they're hungry, they're distracted, can you help us out? And we find out how many kids they got, and we send a backpack of food home with them on Fridays. Or actually, we send it to the school. It's a strictly confidential thing. We don't even know who the kids are. But they tell us how many, we send the food, and schools send the food home with them. They got 2 meals for Saturday, 2 for Sunday. And it gets them through to where, if they don't have nothing to eat, they'll be fine for the weekend. We also have an emergency food pantry that helps just families in general. If they need help, they come in. We help with hygiene kits for the schools, lice kits, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrush, all kinds of stuff like that.
And you also have a thrift store.
We have the thrift store. That is our main source of income to help with the food. Our sales are kind of slow right now. We could use anybody who wants to come in and buy some stuff. Would be great.
Okay.
Monetary donations are the best because we can buy the food we need. A lot of times we get the donations, which are, still greatly appreciated, but we know what we put in the
thrift store drives the food program.
Yes, it does.
Backpack program. Is that backpack program just during school year? Is it all throughout? Is there a service that you provide all through the year?
Ours mostly is through the school year. A lot of the schools have programs through the summer that help out with the kids, and that helps us out a lot. And a lot of the schools, thank God, have got kids that have families got back on their feet and they don't need it, or they've been where they can start providing for some of the kids. So it takes a little bit of the burden off of us because with sales being down, it's hard for us to get the stuff out we need to. But the more we worry about it, the more God always comes through and provides the food for us. We'll have weeks it's like we don't know how we're going to get the food out this week, and boom, here comes somebody in with a truckload of food, and it's just like God sent you here just in time. Our shelves were bare.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you've been there for quite a while, so I'm sure that's happened to you quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. We've had several times. It's been really iffy was going to make it, but, every time God sees it through.
Yeah. So your main need right now is for people to come down and generate some revenue for you, right? Some
Absolutely,
income.
yeah.
Well, tell us some of the things you have. Do you have major appliances, or is it just clothing and small items?
Right now, it's mostly smaller items. We get a few big items in once in a while, stoves.
But you'll take the bigger ones?
We will. Anything you would have in your house, we can put in the store and sell. We always take furniture and stuff like that we can sell. We have had a refrigerator, I think, once. We've had stoves,
Okay.
washers and dryers. We don't have a lot of room for it. We have a storage building we can put a lot of it in, though. And
Okay,
then
so
show
you're pretty
people.
full on items right now, or?
Yeah, we're not taking any really large donations because our storage is full.
Okay.
Mostly clothing and household items. But
What's the biggest need this time of year?
right now,
What are you short on that we could, I mean, if there was something that you were in deficit over, like coats usually.
probably, well, we have a lot of coats.
You have a lot of coats this year, okay.
People come in for coats. We have had quite a few. We still have quite a few in the store. But, you know, being cold, everybody needs clothes for the
Right.
wintertime and
Yeah.
warm coats. And we have people bring in, donate scarves and hats and gloves. We've had a lot of that this year, a lot of good donors for that. And they come in and they say, hey, I've made all these up. And a lot of them handmade, knitted, crocheted. And they're like, I just like to get them out there for
Oh, good.
people.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous. They do that for us.
Yeah.
But the big selling items that help out with the store is like the furniture and stuff.
Okay.
We have quite a bit of overabundance of clothing, actually. We've not been taking any really large truckload donations because we're full, but
Yeah.
smaller donations, we still have people coming in, and we appreciate those. And once we can get through once it warms up, we can get in the storage more often and clear it out, then we hope people will keep us in mind and go ahead and bring the donations in because we can always use them.
I was going to ask you, I just forgot what I was going to ask you. But the backpack program, how do people? I know that you're limited sometimes on being able to supply the need, but how do people get to find out about the program? Do they call you or go to a Facebook page, or how do they do that?
For as far as helping or getting involved?
Helping or get involved. I mean, if they want to donate their time or.
They can come by the store. We are on North Main Street across from Sears between Jasmine Thai Cuisine and Leonardo's Pizza. They can call, number 704-8030, I believe.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. We have CCM Thrift on Facebook, or we have Children's Charity Ministry on Facebook, or they can go to childrenscharityministry.com. Any one of those sites they can look at. If they'd like to make donations online, we have PayPal set up on that where they can do that also. They can come in and volunteer at the store, help sort stuff, price stuff, clean. There's always lots of stuff to go through. If they just want to make donations, they can set up monthly donations if they'd like to, which would be even greater. We know for sure we got a certain amount coming in every month.
Okay.
If they're in need and need help, then for confidentiality purposes, they can just go through the schools and say, hey, our kid needs some help. You know, we're not able to give them food on weekends, and they'll go through the school, and schools will contact us.
Okay.
That way, privacy is completely secured that way.
Anything else you want to add?
Drawing a blank.
Well, if we covered it, then that's a good thing.
I think we just about covered everything.
Okay. Well, we encourage everybody to take advantage of the Christian Charity Ministry. They're there for you. If you have, go ahead.
I did have one more thing. We have worked up into as many as 8 counties before for the school systems.
Yeah.
And we are doing right around 2,300 bags per week we're putting out meals.
Wow.
So, that's quite a bit. So
somebody's
use
busy
some help.
down there.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
They're constantly packing and sorting food and bagging it up and stuff. But that's a lot of meals we put out. So.
Well, it sounds like you might need help every now and then.
We get some help comes in. We've had different businesses come in with groups before and want to help out.
Okay.
And we've even had some of the Boy Scouts come in and do it.
There you
and,
go. Get their badges, get the little merit badges.
And we encourage any groups that do come in or families, bring your kids with you, because this is a children's ministry. It's all about helping kids helping kids.
Yeah, okay.
So let them come in and learn about giving and loving and sharing right from the start.
All right. Well, Vernon, we appreciate you coming by. You guys haven't been by for a while, and we're always here to help you. If you've got something that you want to get a message out, we'd be glad to do it right here.
We appreciate it. You always do a good job for us.
Thanks, Vernon.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, that's it for this week's edition of 726. Next week, next time we do a show, Ann will be here, and we'll be kicking it up with her. And if you'd like to be a part of what we do here on the program, you can always contact us here at Hometown Television. You can give us a call at 870-741-4891, or you can go to our homepage, our webpage at hometowntv.net, or you can go to Hometown Television. Just search that on Facebook, and you can contact us there. For all of us here behind the scenes, I'm Dan Reynolds. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time.